at business model canvas. Now that you're done with generating your idea, you've identified your business opportunity, but I want to let you know that that business idea, it's still not a good idea. I'm not yet comfortable with it until you subject it to a model canvas. So no matter how wonderful it looks, if you're not just interested in having like a small side hustle, you want to grow it, you want a side hustle that can be grown into a full business, then you need to subject it to model canvas. So the first thing is, what is business model canvas? Now let me start with the business model. Now business model describes the rationale of how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value. So how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value. That's actually a model, the business model. Now when we talk about the business model canvas, we're talking about the blocks. It's like a 9-block business model, involves 9 building blocks that shows the logic of how a company intends to make money, how a company intends to provide value for the customers. Everything about that business is subsumed into this canvas. So 9 blocks. Now before I get into the 9 blocks proper, I also want you to know that this framework, it's like a blueprint of everything about your business, and then it's also a blueprint of your strategy that you intend to implement in that organization. So that's what business model canvas it's all about. So the 9 blocks here, you have the 9 blocks. The 9 blocks includes the customer segment, you have value proposition, you have your channels, and then you have your, that's customer channels, you have your customer relationships, you have your revenue streams, you have the cost implication, the key activities, the key partners as well, and they are 9. So I'm going to be taking us one after the other on this 9 blocks. And this 9 blocks, I'm going to be taking the blocks one after another. But before I get into the proper explanation or the questions you need to ask yourself in order to fill in your own block. You've identified your business idea, right? Now it's time to fill in these blocks. Okay, now there are questions, specific questions you need to ask yourself, and when you answer those questions, you'll be able to fill in the particular block. Okay, now before we get into this questions, can you look at this canvas again? You notice that there is a particular, no matter the canvas you view anywhere, you would always see the value proposition at the middle. Now this value proposition, it's more or less dividing the customer segment from the provision you are ready to give to these customers. So that's just it. The value proposition, it's like what's the organization is at one side, and then the value proposition at the middle, and then the customer segment at the other side. So the organization provides the value at the middle to the customer. Hope you understand that. I repeat, the organization in question, that's your business setup in question, provides the value at the middle, which is the value proposition, to the customers. So if you're not able to answer the questions of your organization, what value exactly are you intending to provide? Now your customer in question, which people are your customers? Then you need to listen through and then answer this question. It's going to help you. So for the first one, we are going to start with a customer segment. Now the customer segment building block defines the different groups of people or organizations that you intend to meet their needs. That's the customer segment, the people you intend to reach. So the first question you're going to ask yourself is, for whom am I creating this value for? You need to define your customer. If your customer is within a demographic bracket, who are they? It's not, anybody can. In business circle, there's only like anybody. You need to define your customer. Then who are the most important customers in your customer segment? Who are the most important in the list? That would also help you to define it. Now we get into value proposition. Remember I said the value proposition is the value the thing the need you want to meet, what you want to offer to your customers, whether in terms of goods or in terms of services. You need to define them one after, just itemize them one after another. So in this very building block, the questions you need to ask yourself are this: what value do I intend to deliver to customers? Which one of the customer problems am I going to help to solve? It's possible that what you want to do, it's not to like produce a particular new thing or something new in the market. It could be to help them solve a problem. It could be that students are having challenges in passing a particular exam. So you being able to find something, a value that you can provide that's going to help them pass that exam, you've helped them to solve that problem. And remember, I've always said, entrepreneurship is not just about thinking about, it's not just about how to make money. Let me just get the money. No, entrepreneurship is about meeting a particular need, and the reward system is the money you get. Now, the next one is which customer needs am I satisfying? What bundles of product or services do I have to give there in the market? So these are some of the things that you're going to be looking at. Now, what I want to bring to the market, does it have newness? See, if what you're bringing to the market cannot do any of these, then you may not really stand the competition out there in the market. So you're going to ask yourself, am I bringing in something new into the market? If you're not bringing in something new into the market, it's possible that what you're bringing in is going to reduce costs. So the product you want to introduce or the service you want to introduce, is it going to reduce costs? Now, the next one is, will it reduce risk reduction? There are products that have a lot of risk around it. It's your own gonna be reduced. Let's take for instance tiles. Sometimes you buy them and some gets broken at the end of the day. Now, the one you want to bring into the market, is it going to reduce such risk, getting them, making them in a way that they're not going to break? Now, what's your price? Are you coming in with price strategy? It's your price lower than that of others? And then what's your design like? Maybe you have a better design and all the rest of it. So you need to look at these things. What's your customization? It's possible that the product you want to bring, it's going to customize those things to the individual in question. So you need to ask yourself, what exactly am I bringing into the market? Why will people go for me and leave others? So that's part of your value proposition. Now we get to the channels, customer channels. Now the channels, the customer channel is very, very important. Sometimes we are just interested in producing that goods, making that product. Yes, that's good. But the question is, how will this product get to the customer? If you don't think about that, I don't think you're doing well, because you can end up producing something that is so beautiful, something that is so wonderful, but if you've not defined how this product will get to the customers, I mean, you can end up producing and you will consume your product yourself, and by so doing you would have lost a lot of money. So you need to ask yourself, how will this product get to my customer? So the questions I'm going to ask that will help me fill in this blog is, how are we reaching them now? In case if it's a product that is already selling, how are we reaching the customers at the moment? And then how are our channels integrated? Do these channels that we have, are they integrated, or are they just running on their own, one after another, without having a kind of a correlation? Now, which one are the most cost efficient? Now, you want to give people fresh baked bread, okay? And then the question is, how do you get the fresh baked bread to their homes? Or would you have you have a stand where they come to access the fresh baked bread? How do you make sure that you don't have bread that would stay over the night, so that you will still be able to serve them fresh? Okay, someone can decide, I'm going to take this, my bread production, I'm going to take this business online, so that if you need bread, you can always place an order, and immediately they are taking in the orders and they are producing the bread, so that you can always have a fresh baked bread. So these are some of the questions you need to ask. And then another thing you're going to consider under these channels are the channel phases. and then the channel types, the channel phases, and then the channel types. Now, when it comes to channel phases, you're looking at awareness, you're looking at evaluation, you're looking at purchase, you're looking at delivery, after sales, and all the rest of them. But when it comes to channel types, you're looking at the direct or indirect sales. Do you want to get to the customers directly? That could be through using some web means to get to them directly, or do you want to get to them indirectly by sending your products to, let's say, distributors, wholesalers, before it gets to the retailer? So this is another decision you need to take, and it has to be spelled out in your canvas. Then the next one is customer relationship. I want you to, before I get into the customer relationship, could you just take just a little while, okay, to calm down your nerves as we proceed in what we have today. So I'm going to take that. So when you talk about customer relationship, it describes the type of relationship a company establishes with the customer. Now, what kind of relationship? That's some of the questions you're going to ask yourself. What kind of relationship do I want to establish with my customers? And then I need to also ask myself, which one have we established? And then how costly or how cost effective is this? Now, there are some, you can have a kind of a direct link to your customer. You can also design as a personal assistant. You can have a kind of self-service wherein the customer gets into the system and then takes care of himself directly. You can also have automated service. So sometimes you have some challenges with your network provider. You call a particular number, and then they will tell you, if you need this, dial 2. If you need the other one, dial 4. Whatever one you need, they will also have a response. Another response will come, and you can only get to a customer care personnel when you have exhausted all those things on their platform, on their customer service platform. So it could be automated. So you need to decide the kind of customer relationship you want. But then, if your customers have a good experience, a good relationship, it will help you to retain the customers by and large. Now, the fifth one is a revenue stream. Don't just think about a business without asking yourself, what are the revenue streams? Now, there are some businesses that are one-off business, and then there are some businesses that it's a continuous business. Take, for instance, so many years ago, Mercedes-Benz had a one-off business, in the sense that they just manufacture the vehicle, you buy it, and you keep using it and using it and using it. But today, it's no longer like that. They've configured it in a way that you keep returning back to Mercedes. You have an issue, you're going to call Mercedes headquarters, and then they're going to tell you what to do. They would, because these things have been coded into their system, so from wherever they are, they will recode, and then maybe your vehicle got locked up and all the rest of it. So they're going to do those things from where they are. So it's going to make it to always come back to them. So you ask yourself, what value are our customers really willing to pay for? You could have a value and customers are not willing to pay for it, then you don't add it to the revenue stream. How currently is it paying? The business we are doing now, what are the channels of revenue we are generating? It could be that you want to get into poultry. Now your revenue stream could it could be merged. Like, take for instance, the actual thing why you want to get into poultry is to give people affordable meats, right? White meats. But you know the words, it's possible that therein you can also have your eggs, and when you sell eggs, it's part of the revenue stream. Now, when you sell the meat, it's part of the revenue stream. Now, even the waste, the feces of the birds, it's also a revenue stream, because you can also sell to those that are involved in agriculture. So you need to actually weigh your revenue stream. So fill in those things at the revenue box, the revenue stream box, and make sure that you actually have sufficient stream that will fit the cost of production. And then Under the revenue stream, we have what we call pricing mechanism. We have the fixed pricing, and then we have the dynamic pricing. So your revenue stream, so in revenue through asset sales. Some others generate their revenue through licensing. Others generate their revenue through subscription fee, like you have for your TV, your DSTV, and GoTV, and all the rest of them through subscription. Others through usage, lending, renting, leasing, licensing. So many years back, we were renting videos, okay, but today, Phoenix have made life easier. You don't need to rent again, so you watch a lot of videos with subscription. So you need to decide on how you're going to generate the revenue.